YouTube, what's happening? It is Wednesday, September 25th, and we have a busy day of baseball. Everyone's playing today. Before we jump into that, a little channel note. You can see we changed the theme up a little bit. It's now going to be black, white, and gray. I'm going monochromatic because that's what I like. That's how I dress. I like dark colors. Dark mode is the best way to be. All my screens are dark mode if I can do it, so I like that. Also, I figured let's throw the socials on the screen because why not? If you want to follow the socials, by all means, go for it. They're there. I post mainly on Twitter, X, what do you want to call it, but I'm going to start posting a whole bunch more of the vertical content on your TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can follow there if you want to for updates too. So also, as most know, I live in Florida. I'm in Tampa, and there's just a little bit of a thing going out there in the water today. So this video is going to be a little bit shorter because I need to continue making preparations and getting things ready just in case it turns. So it's supposed to go past us, but you never know. It's a hurricane. Crazier shit's happen. So I want to make sure we're prepared. So other than that, we're still going to go through all the games like usual. We're going to talk about and show the pictures. Props will come back next week for the playoffs. This is the hardest week to bet in baseball by far. We do not know which teams are trying. We don't know which players are trying. A lot of teams are out. Those players are thinking about vacation. They're going to be in Cabo come Monday. So they're not trying to worry about these last 4 games. So word of advice, don't bet this week. Just be smart. Wait for the playoffs. But the ones that do want to bet, like myself, I will have a couple bets. We're going to look through and see if we can find something. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and jump to that first game right now. All right, before we jump into that, we're going to take a real quick look over at the standings. We can see what happened with some of these teams. There were 3 updates yesterday. Baltimore is now clinched. Houston clinched the division, and San Diego clinched a playoff berth. So now you can see the percentages. Arizona is only 52. Meanwhile, Atlanta and New York is 69 and 78. They have 2 better chances. And then on the AL side, Boston and Tampa are pretty much out of it, let's be honest. And KC finally won a game. Detroit's at 87, KC's 82. Minnesota's down to 26. Meanwhile, Seattle's at 2.7. So, yeah, if you want to take a better look at the wild card, we can peek at it real quick. You can see how it's going. There's only 2 spots left. And the KC and Detroit both are 2 games up on Minnesota. So, with only, 4 or 5 games left. So, and over here, New York and Atlanta are within a half a game distance of each other. So this is the fun one here. So there you go for that. So let's get in that first game. We're going to pop on over to the schedule. We're going to look and see the first game is Seattle and Houston. Why that's the first game? That feels weird because it's kind of West Coast, but hey, whatever. Not going to complain about it. So, and we're going to pop over to the stats and we can see, yep, Seattle. There we go. There are the stats. Seattle's offense has been they lost the last game to Houston. Houston's clinched. Now Seattle is 2.7% chance of actually making the playoffs, which isn't good. Their offense has been better, but they lost the game 4-3 yesterday. So we can pop over here to outlier. We can see that, blow that up a little bit. Seattle was 134 with a total of 7 in this game. Because if we look at the pitchers, we see we got Kirby going out there. In his game log, we can see what he has done. He's been blown up a couple games. He's been blown up. Not the best, but he's been decent last couple of games against Texas. Kikuchi's going out there for Houston. We can see what he's done. I can't envision him pitching more than 5 innings because why? They don't need to. They've already locked up the playoffs. They locked up the division. So they're guaranteed a top 3. So they don't need to do anything else really. So unless they're trying to jockey for one of the top ones, which I don't even think their wins are good enough for that. So yeah. Yeah, for me personally, both pitchers, I lean Kikuchi, but I lean Seattle's offense. Seattle still has a slim chance. So with these stats here, I can't play it. I don't like it. This is a pass. We're moving on to the next one. All right, next up we got Chicago and Philadelphia, and we can see Cubs won the last game. Offense is doing good for Chicago. They are eliminated. They're out. Philly is in the playoffs. So again, you got one team that doesn't matter. One team's already locked up, so it really doesn't matter for them either. So let's look at the odds real quick. We can see if we go back. Philly. Am I blind? There it is, the second one. We can see Philly's 185 with a total of 8. Let's look at the pitching. You two can go away. Who do we have? We have Assad versus Sanchez. And we can see how Assad has done in his few outings he's had recently. He's been pretty 3-4-1, 3-3-1. Not bad. 7 hits is kind of high, but look at Sanchez. His numbers, not I mean, they're better. I would say they're a little bit better, slightly. Coming back over here, Cubs are better on offense. Phillies just kind of going through the motions. They have literally 4 days until the playoffs start Tuesday the 1st. So they have, what was that, 6 days to just get ready for it. So I can't see them putting too much effort in. And the Cubs, I mean, outside of players trying to hit bonuses, like what else are you going to really be doing? So this is a pass for me, but we showed it. So we're going to move on to the next one. All right, game 3, we got Tampa and Detroit. Tampa has less than 1%, 0.1% chance to actually make the playoffs, and they're absolutely awful. They should make the playoffs. Look at these numbers. These numbers are terrible. This isn't playoff worthy. No. They sold their players because they thought they didn't have a shot, and they were right. They didn't. They suck. So, I mean, let's look at the stats. Tampa, Detroit, there they are. It's Detroit 127.5. How many of you had Skubal over 7.5 strikeouts yesterday? I know he ended up at 7, didn't he? I know it was terrible. And then a lot of people had the Detroit -1.5 and just got screwed over on the top of the 9th or whatever, 9th inning, 2-out home run by Tampa. Yeah, terrible. So that's how betting goes sometimes. So let's look at this. We saw the stats. Who's pitching today in this one? You two are gone. Let's open up new pitchers. Lytle versus Montero. Dude has look how good this dude has been recently. Baltimore, Cleveland, and Boston, all 3 playoff, basically. Well, Boston won't be, but these 2 are playoff teams. Just been cooking recently. Now you're facing Detroit's offense, and you got robbed by Baltimore, but you did great the game before. You did good against Colorado. Yeah, I don't like anything here. Hell, if anything, I like the under. What's the under? It's 7.5. I like it. I lean the under. We'll say I lean the under, but I really don't like. I can't tell you. Yeah, not one Montero pitching. What's Detroit's looking? They're in it, but they're gonna try. Damn, I can't. We got to do it. We got to take Detroit the money line. We have to. What else can we take? We got to do that. So we'll take Detroit money line. We're gonna trust Montero. Whew, that feels weird to say. Against Lytle of all things. Because dude's been so good. He's never this good. I mean, 1-1-1-0. You're not that much of a beast, are you? Damn, you can't be. No, I can't. Tampa has no offense. If Detroit can get 2 runs again, I think they win again 2-1. So, all right, we'll take the under. I just literally talked myself into it. We're going to take the under 7.5, and I lean Detroit to win the game. Next game. All right, game 4, Cincinnati and Cleveland. Cincinnati screwed a lot of people by switching the pitchers last minute yesterday, but they still hit the under. It was the only play I had that wasn't a money line. I hit the under barely. 6-1 final, had the under of 8. I will take it. Cleveland locked it up. Cincy offense just not there because they just don't care. Why would they care? They're eliminated. Cleveland has locked, so I don't know how much they care now. So, but we will look at the odds. We can see that Cleveland's 142 with an 8 spot as a total. Let's look at some pitchers. Oh, today. Okay, now Mr. Jakob's going out there. But no, you're not. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Can't get fooled again. That's right. No, you're not gonna fool me twice. Yeah, you might just bump him again. So yeah, we're not. This is a pass. I'm angry at this game. This series has pissed me off a little bit. So I am passing completely on this series, and we can see how I did. Dude's a beast. Dude is a beast. But I'm not. You fooled me once. It almost cost me money, and then yeah, dude. There's also outside of this one game. Well, hell, his last 4 games he's been pretty damn good. So. No, pass. Next game. All right, next up, Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. We can see how everything's going. On the Pittsburgh's offense is terrible, per usual. Milwaukee's actually heated up a little bit. Milwaukee's 1-2 now. Let's look at the stats or the odds. Milwaukee 154 with a 7.5 out there. Let's look at the schedule, see who's pitching. It's not you two, go away. We got Freddie Peralta and LL Cool J Ortiz going out there. Peralta, look at your numbers. You are good. Yeah, you're just overall good. You've been pretty good. Cannot complain. LL Ortiz here. Let's see what he has done. He has, I mean, it's average. He's mid. That's about what he is. So this one, go back here. Pittsburgh's been eliminated. They're definitely not trying too much. Milwaukee's in, and it looks like they might be trying to fight for a better spot, but or they're just trying to like get work for the postseason. I don't know. I can't take anything in this one, so I'm passing on this one again. Also, next game. All right, next up we got Kansas City and Washington. KC won a game. Give them applause. They did it. Somehow, with this absolute trash can offense they're rocking with, one run, they won the game 1-0. The hell? They're so bad right now. Oh, and Washington just doesn't care. They're probably just out at the blackjack table at 8 a.m. drinking, having fun. That's what they're doing because KC is just terrible. Oh, how could you even touch this game? I don't know. So let's look at the pictures. Let's look at the odds. Odds for show 118 for KC with a 7.5. No, not a shot. Let's look at this pictures. We got Lorenzen versus Hers. Lorenzen game log. Let's see. It's your first game back in almost a month for you. But you were great when you were there. Only 1.2 because you obviously you got tweaked. What was it? A hamstring? I think I saw. Overview. Hamstring. Okay, yeah. So we'll see how he's doing. So pretty good there. Hers for Washington has been, his last game sucked. He was terrible. 2 games before that, great, but even against Miami and Pittsburgh. And yeah, no. I cannot touch this game. If you're betting KC, I mean, more power to you. I hope you win, but you need to call the number because KC is so bad. That one should be a L8, not a W1, because you shouldn't win games 1-0, but you did. So whatever. Pass. Next game. Say pass. I had a second thought. Why would I pass on this? These teams are so garbage. Let me just take the under. Under 7.5 is going to be this play. Now we'll go on to the next game. All right, next up, Baltimore and the Yankees. Game yesterday, 5-3. Baltimore won. They clinched a spot in the playoffs. They're still fighting technically for the AL East, but New York is up 5 games. So New York would have to lose all 5 games. Baltimore have to win all 5 games for a chance for that to happen. So otherwise, if New York wins a game, they win the East. It's pretty obvious. So, but they still both are fighting for it. So, yeah, so we see the numbers. New York's numbers are better. Let's look over at the actual odds. We can see 140 for the Yankees. 8 is your total. And let's look at some pitchers. Pitchers wise, we're going to have Eflin versus Nasty Nestor. There he goes, right there. Pop him up. Eflin has been pretty decent. Can't complain. These numbers aren't bad. Nasty. What was that overview for you? Okay, that was just update. Okay. Great game against Seattle. Don't go there. I don't want that. Go back. Yeah, he's just been good last 3 games. So I would leave New York in this one, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't. Both teams have already. No, I'm not betting this one. Yankees should win based on the pitching and the bats, but I'm not putting that much trust in the Yankee money line. I just can't do it. So we're going to pass and move on to the next one. All right, next up, Boston and Toronto. Toronto's been eliminated. Obviously, Boston's basically eliminated, but they're still hanging on by a thread. What's their percent again? Let me look real quick. It is 0.8% chance they get to the playoffs. They would have to have a lot of things happen, which are not going to happen. So let's look at the odds. Boston is an underdog. Toronto's 136. 8 is your total. We see the stats. Clearly, Boston's offense is doing better than Toronto. Toronto's been eliminated. They don't care. If anything, they're going to be glad to knock Boston out. But Toronto's lost 5. Boston won 4. So if you want to take a money line, let's look at some pictures. See what we got. Get rid of these 2. Let's see. Boston, Richard Fitz and Kevin Guzman. So Fitz. Let's look at Fitz info. Fitz has pitched in 3 games, and he has been great. I mean, 5.2 and nothing, 5.0 and nothing, 5.0 and nothing. And then Gossman over here has also been what he does. He's just been pretty decent. So this is actually a good matchup for pitchers. And the bats are actually pretty decent too. So I don't lean over, under, or either side. So this is actually a fun game. So this is a pass though, and I'm going to move on to the next one. All right, next up, Mets in Atlanta. One of the only series that actually matters right now. Atlanta's offense has actually been crushing it. Lord, they turned it on at the right moment. 318 the past 3 days, 330 the past week. Number 1, all just crushing it. They've won 3. Mets have lost 1. Mets offense is terrible right now, so I would lean Atlanta. Let's look at the odds real quick. See what we got. What's popping? 174 Atlanta with a 7.5. That's a pretty big favor in a game that should be both sides are trying hard. Let's look at the pitchers. Who do we have going out there for these 2 guys? Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's why. David Peterson versus Chris Sale. Okay. I mean, come on. So this should be easy. Peterson's been up and down. 4-1, 4-1, 2-1, 2-0. And then Chris Sale is obviously first in ERA, second in strikeouts, sixth in whip. I mean, Cy Young finalist for the NL. Let's just be honest, because he is a beast. Maybe the favorite. I don't know. There's a few you could pick from for the Cy Young for both leagues. So, yeah, Atlanta all day in this one. I don't have a money line going yet, but this is my first money line I'm taking, so we'll take Atlanta money line and just move on to the next game. All right, game 10, Angels and White Sox, and I was the dumb who took the Angels yesterday thinking, oh, the numbers look good, oh, the pitcher looks good, and then what happens? The damn White Sox won the game. They won. They're on a one-game winning streak. They're still at 120 losses, so that's crazy. Yeah, don't fool me once. Shame, I'm not doing it again. Not a chance. Let's look at the odds though. For some, because some of you will bet this. You absolute degenerates, you. I know you will. Angels 115. 8 is your total. Let's look at the schedule. Let's see who's pitching. Not you two. Go away. That is going to be Jose Suarez and Davis Martin. Suarez, let's look what you've done. And your 3 outings, your recent outings, because these are back in June, you've been pretty good. I mean, you technically are a reliever, but you're a long reliever. It looks like they're trying to push you into like starting too, because they're making your innings go up. And then Davis Martin, what have you done for us? You haven't been as good. So again, the Angel pitcher looks better. The Angel bats look better. Yes, the Angels bat looks better, but not 2 days in a row. You're not going to fool me. So White Sox got the win. I wouldn't be surprised if White Sox end the season on like a 6-game winning streak. They'll win the rest of the games of the season. That's something crazy they would do. So I'm passing. Next game. Next up, Miami, Minnesota. Minnesota's looked terrible recently. They just aren't looking good at all. You can see the numbers 27, 24, the average, the runs. You're supposed to be fighting for the playoffs. What the hell are you doing? You are not trying hard enough. You're trying to do a KC and just get luck into the playoffs. That ain't going to work. No. So let's look at the odds. Probably going to be favored for the Minnesota anyways, though, I'm guessing. Where'd you go? Minnesota. I was right there from my face. 190 at an 8. Ooh, that's a high money line for a team that's struggling like that. Let's look at the pitchers. We have Edward Cabrera and Simeon Woods Richardson. Well, okay. Cabrera has, he either comes out and throws gems. He got roughed up by the Dodgers last time, like roughed up bad. Ooh, and you can see it roughed up again against Philly, 3-3-1. Okay. Let's look at Simeon Woods. Dude's been pretty consistently average all year. That's just what he is. He doesn't give up many hits, even though his hit count has slowly started going up. I can't bet on Minnesota. They're just not trying hard right now. Look at the numbers. The numbers, Mason. This is what they mean. They means Minnesota's not good right now, and I can't bet on that. Miami's better technically with numbers. Pitching is that's a pass. Next game. All right, next up we got St. Louis and Colorado. Offense is still doing pretty decent. 7-3 final yesterday. 1-3, lost 2. I figured Colorado try a little bit harder. Trying, but. That's them. They're trying. They're trying to miss the ball every time they swing the bat. That's for damn sure. Yeah, St. Louis has the advantage here. Let's look over at the actual props. 125 St. Louis with a 10.5 total. And we look at some pitchers. These two are gone. We want it's Fetty versus Gomber. Fetty has done this. Pretty good numbers. He's either good or average. Fetty's not bad anywhere. So he's just average or mid. That's what, or good or average. There we go. Gomber's been pretty decent. He's given a 5 to the Mets and Arizona, because Arizona's offense was on fire last week. So, yeah, he's not terrible, but he's aggressively mid. That's what he is. That's what we're gonna go with. So this one, I lean St. Louis because of the offense, but then I lean the over. But then the pitcher, the smart thing is to leave this alone. I honestly forgot these two teams even played still. I just forgot all about it until I saw it. So, yeah, this is a pass. Next game. All right, next up, San Fran, Arizona. And San Fran is still doing a random win streak for no damn reason, because now they've won 5 in a row now. Offense is just on fire. They could have used that like a week before. Maybe they could have had a chance to get to the playoffs, but no, now they want to be on fire. So, if anything, they're ruining Arizona's chance to be in the playoffs, because the Arizona's running up against them is helping the Braves and the Mets actually do better. So, yeah, you got to lean San Fran. Let's look at the odds, see what they got going out there. 225 Arizona and a 8.5. Who is pitching? Oh, this has got to be a wild pitching matchup. Mason Black versus Zach Gallen. How is what? All right, Mason Black. Let's look at your numbers. You've been okay. Those are your numbers. Not. I don't see anything crazy. Zachy boy has done this. Nothing crazy. Why? Why is Arizona favored this much? That doesn't make any That doesn't make any sense. That is right. Look, San Fran, Arizona, 225 with an 8.5. I don't. San Fran plus 1.5 or minus 110. That seems like the move. That's that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do San Fran plus 1.5. Why not? It's minus 110. I don't see why Arizona. Look at these numbers. We see the numbers. San Fran is cooking right now, and Arizona's getting cooked by San Fran. So I just don't see it. So I'm following trend lines here. I could be wrong. I could be missing something completely outrageous, but it's that time where, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna take San Fran. We're gonna ride the hot winning streak. 1.5 plus next game. All right, next up, Texas and Oakland. What's today? Wednesday. I think tomorrow is the last home game for Oakland. So today's not that day. So you can see the numbers, how they're doing. Texas is doing better, even though Oakland won the last game. So yeah, there you go. Let's look at the odds. Let's see what we got. Oakland's 110. Texas is a pick'em. That's a pick'em number. 7.5. Let's look at some pitchers. You two are gone. Go away. We have Cody Bradford and Brady Basso. Let's see what they have been up to recently. Ugh, I saw that's terrible. That is just that. But that's great. That's beautiful. So yeah, they kind of cancel out. Basso, what have you done, friend? You've been for your 3 games because you were back in June. Your 3 games have been pretty decent. Great, and average. So okay. Not bad. Can't complain with that. So with these numbers, I personally don't. I mean, I lean Texas, but I don't know. They already won the last one. I lean Texas. We'll put it that way. But I'm passing on it. I'm not going to play this next game. All right, last game of the night: San Diego and Dodgers. San Diego's won 5-0. Dodgers lost 1. The fathers have been cooking right now. Dodgers are cooling off on the runs. The average is still high, but it's still slowly trending out. That trend line right there is the main one I'm looking at. San Diego's just been consistently good, like top 10, top 15 for the past 2 weeks now. Let's look at the odds. Let's see what we got. Yeah, can you see this? No, you can't see it. It's okay. San Diego, no, LA is 130. LA is 130, 7.5 is the total. And then let's look at some pitchers. We have Dylan Cease going out there and see what he has done. Dude has been cooking his last 2 games. And then Jack Flaherty's going out there for LA, and he's been not cooking his last 2 games. He's been average. So for this one, I kind of want to pair this with Atlanta. I'm going San Diego money line. I mean, if you threw money on San Diego to win the division, that might have been a fun little bet. Because what is the live odds on that one right now? Because I saw at one point it was like plus 1,800 or plus, it was some high number. And I was like, and I didn't do it. I should have. Because why not? All San Diego has to do is win a couple games against the Dodgers. And you can see they are doing that. They are cooking. They are on fire. So, and I would take Cease over Flaherty. I'll take the offense here. Yeah, give me San Diego. I'm going to pair that with Atlanta. So, and we'll call it a day right there. And we'll just jump into it when we do a cut. So that leaves me with 5 total plays. Well, 4 plays, really. I got my 2 unders. I have my San Fran plus 1.5. And then I got the money line parlay, which is only going to be 2 games. Atlanta and San Diego. I'm going to put them together and see what happens. So those are all the games. I'll make sure I haven't missed anything else. Let's come back to the schedule. There you go. That's all the games. Tomorrow, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games tomorrow for Thursday, including the last game in Oakland. That's a big deal. So we'll be betting Oakland money line. I do not care. It's out of principle. So other than that, I appreciate you being here. I should be here to do a video tomorrow. I should. The storm doesn't hit until afternoon Thursday, so I do these in the morning, so it should be a big deal. So appreciate you being here. Drop a like, subscribe, check out the socials, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.